got the heads up in his semi-final. He looked eerily calm in there, didn't he?
He did.
I think these Germans believe. I mean,
He did. He was up against sort of a man of the moment, Noah Buchan, and Lothar just took him apart.
he certainly did.
Pass.
Jorgensen
Raise to 4,000
from the button.
total. Pass.
Well, it must be strange for Germany to go into an event of any description and not be among the favourites. But this German team has been written off all along, hasn't it?
Well,
And
no one thought they were going to win against England. Uli Stein embarrassed the English team. Then they took care of Sweden, who had some very, very strong players. And then Holland barely even considered that Germany was going to put up a fight. And the truth is, Germany didn't just beat them. Germany walloped Holland, Bart.
It did. And Lothar did most of the walloping. His teammates got a little unlucky. Tony was forced into making a big call early on. Uli lost the race, and the whole thing left to Lothar Lander, who just never blinked, just carried on, as one would expect a German team to do. For God's sake. Why can't they crack up a little bit? Maybe we'd like them a bit more.
I tell you what, these are good guys, these German players.
Sure they are. Uli's one of my favourite players in the whole tournament.
Raise 7,000
I
more.
think he's a
8
tremendous
total.
character.
7 to call.
Well, this is blind on blind.
It's the two footballers at it.
No, Christoph and Lothar. Lothar, I think, has raised from the big blind.
Okay, one of the footballers.
No, yeah, you're right, Park. Christoph has got about a 6,000 decision, and he'd be well advised to fold here, being that he's dominated. But looks like he wants to peel off a flop. Geez, he might re-raise. He's been doing some of that. Uh-oh.
Raise 40.
Interesting enough. Now, the
So-
Germans have seen this in the
14 left.
semi-final. King Jack isn't really a hand you want to be taking too much of a stand with,
Sorry, it's
Sorry,
my
yeah.
fault.
unless they happen to be your initials.
Okay. 8,000 more.
Well, it's a raise of 8,000. It's not a huge raise, and Lothar does have position. And as you say, Parg, Kim did do this with a subpar hand at some point, but it's levels on levels. You know, Lothar might know that Kim knows that.
And you might know that Lothar knows. Well,
What do you think he's going to do?
I think he's going to fold. I don't think Lothar really wants to play
Call.
a big part at this stage of the tournament, especially with a player that he doesn't really have a read on.
Re-raise from Christoph. This is interesting. Oh, my.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh, boy. And a perfect flop for Kim Christoph. He's flopped 2 pair, and Lothar's flopped 1.
15,000.
And if Lothar can get out of this one, he'll be like Houdini, Parg. But in a sense, this was the danger when he just called the re-raise before the flop.
Well, this is the problem with this hand. One of the major problems with King Jack isn't that you run into King 6 to flop kings and sixes all that often. This is just a bit unfortunate for Lothar. He's got a serious decision to make because Christoph could have been re-raising with ace king. I suppose he could have been re-raising with ace ace. Or king king. Ace king probably the most likely of. There's one hand Lothar isn't going to put him on at the moment, and I guarantee you that's kings and sixes.
More important, though, Parg, isn't it? Lothar has to basically judge risk versus reward. That, you know, he knows if he does get his chips in, there's a chance, no matter what Kim has, that he could go out of the tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, even if Kim was trailing, he might not be trailing by much.
Well, Lothar isn't beaten too much, I mean, apart from a bluff. You know, for sure Kim hasn't got king 10, because I suppose for sure he hasn't got king 6 either.
I'll tell you what,
I think Lothar is a very proud captain of his country, and because this is a team event, Lothar, though he may be a little suspicious, is probably thinking that it's better for his team if he hangs around in there and plays the anchor role rather than that he gets involved in what's literally a guess against Christoph here.
Call.
he's called. One thing Lothar did do was take his time to make this decision, but unless a jack comes, It's trouble.
Oh! My God, this is...
All of a sudden, Park, I do believe it's all over
I'm on in.
for Kim Christofte.
All in and a call.
And that is a bit unlucky for Kim Christofte. Although Lothar Landauer called to hit it. He hit it. And
I don't really think Lothar Landauer called to hit it. I think he made a call because he thought he was in front. I hope he was in front.
draw, redraw, redraw. And all Christofte is now drawing just to a 6. And wow, what a swing this will be.
If a 6 come here, we'd be put out of business.
I'm not sure who started with more chips here, but they'll count them down. It was pretty close. Neither one had done much up to this point. And that's, well, Kim Christofte must just feel gutted, Park.
Well, a lot of things went wrong for him there. I mean, first of all, Lothar had to call his re-raise before the flop. Then he had to call him on the flop. So then he had to hit the jack.
Yeah.
And then came out to Mr. 6.
Well, what a huge break for Germany, a huge pot for Germany. And we've seen before that once Lothar Landauer gets the chips, they're hard to get away from them. Denmark first man down, and Germany with a huge lead.
I'm telling you, Jesse, this is the way to play the game. I mean, a man has just taken an awful hit. He's got up, he's walked around, he's shaken hands with everybody at the table, and he's walked out of the room like a man.
Kim, so unlucky there on the turn.
Yeah, unbelievable.
What was your strategy going in for you personally? Did you want to mix it up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I was just in to go in there and do some activity, play a little aggressive there, trying to. We know they were going to play very tight, and they have something on their hand when they moved, the Germans. So so that was how we looked at it.
Well, it's still early, and of course, 2 great players for Denmark still left. Gus Hansen and Theo Jørgensen. Do you think they're going to rise to the occasion here?
I'm sure they will. They have to fight in there. I'm going to follow it out from out here.
Great.
So,
okay, best of luck, Kim.
Thanks.
Germany first score into the net, leaving 3 on 2. Theo Jørgensen is going to have his work cut out for him with Captain Gus Hansen if they mean to take these German Devils down. Lothar Landauer, the man of the game so far.
No one to play with? There's always PartyPoker.com.
There's Lothar Landauer, who's doubled up. You know, this is the second time, Parg, that Lothar Landauer has gotten that early double up, and he's been very successful from that position.
That's a figure Lothar will like the second time this has happened, and another figure he'll like is it's the last time he needs it to happen. If he can go on from here, it's all over.
Chip stacks after this first level. There is Landauer, the German captain, with 194,000. And, you know, Gus has gotten a bit of chips early as well. Theo Jørgensen, though, the short stack. Nothing to panic about, I imagine.
No, Theo's having such a good time with this tournament. He's not going to do any panicking at all. You know, 80,000 is loads. It's 2-2. They got 40 times the big blind. There's a huge amount of play left in this.
You know, I mean, just thinking back to that German semi-final, Parg, Lothar Landauer had all those chips, and Noah Buchan didn't seem to really know the right strategy to get them away from Lothar. What do you think Gus is going to employ?
Finesse, I think. And Noah took the more direct approach.
Gus Hansen has raised with the ace-deuce, and Uli Stein has called him with an ace-king, and so many times in Gus's career he's managed to catch this kind of flop, but whittles way around it. This is a great spot for Gus now, Park.
$12,000.
Uli Stein's not going to be backed away, and I'll tell you what, Parg, if the ace manages to hit the board, Gus could have Uli on the hook for a lot of chips.
As in all of them.
Pair of deuces ahead right now.